Welcome back to another App Daily News. Today I want to talk about 5 different scenarios for the Montreal Canadiens at the NHL Draft 2024. Last night during the NHL Draft Lottery, the Montreal Canadiens keep their 5th overall pick for the upcoming draft, and I want to share what could be the different option for the general manager Kent Hughes. But first, let's do a mock NHL Draft 2024. First of all, the San Jose Sharks are the first team to select the first overall pick, and definitely are going to go with Celebrine. Second overall pick, the Chicago Blackhawks. This is going to be very interesting. They can go with Dimitrov or Leshinov. If you look about the prospect, they have Connor Bedard and Korchinski. For Chicago, have possibility to go with 2 different options, and I feel like Dimitrov and Leshinov are the really 2 players the Chicago Blackhawks are looking for. The third overall pick, the Anaheim Ducks. Now, this is very interesting. Pat Verbeek, general manager, always talking about the fact they are looking for a right winger. If you look about the forward, they already have the McDavid, the Zegras. They got Carter Gauthier now for the Flyers. And then they already have Troy Terry. And last year they had Leo Carlson. Can they go with a forward again for the upcoming NHL draft? Or they could add a right defenseman. The Anaheim Ducks could go with Dimitrov or Leshinov. Pat Verbeek is not afraid to go with maybe the Gen 6'7" left defenseman Ziliev. Again, they are the 3 players the Anaheim Ducks are going to select. And finally, the pick in front of Montreal Canadiens is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus is a really interesting team. Why? Last year, they select Adam Fantilli. They already have Cole Zellinger, Kent Johnson, Chinikov, Marchenko, and Volkov. All those players are really young prospects with the team. At the defenseman, they still have Werenski, and they had 2 years ago Jiricek. They trade for Provorov as a defenseman. Is it good enough for them to decide to go with a defenseman over a forward? I'm not sure, but I feel like if they could have Langstrom at 6'3" and Fantilli, a Gen forward, also at 6'3", they could be the direction the Columbus Blue Jackets could pick at the upcoming NHL draft. Then they could thinking to add a 6'7" defenseman, Ziliev, with the team. Leshinov, Dimitrov could be available if Ziliev is out. That would give an option for the Montreal Canadiens now to have one of the 5 players I just mentioned to you, Dimitrov, Celebrine, Leshinov, Ziliev, and Langstrom. Let's see all my 5 scenarios for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, let's talk about my 5 scenarios for the Montreal Canadiens. Kent Hughes during his interview yesterday is honestly tell us he's looking for a forward. I believe a right defenseman, it would be a second option. I don't think this is what they are really looking at Montreal Canadiens. Here my 5 scenarios, and let's start with my number 1. Kaden Engstrom, 6'3", many fans want him, but here's the problem or the red flag with Langstrom. First of all, at the beginning of the season, he was considered at the end of the first round by Bob McKenzie because he had a great first half of the season. Many of them now, as an expert NHL prospect, put him at the top 7-8 in NHL draft. Then broken hands, then lower back problem, then he got shut down twice during the second half because of his injuries. This is where the Montreal Canadiens have to do a lot of homework about Kaden Langstrom. Yes, size is very appealing for the Montreal Canadiens, but is it good enough to select him at number 5 with all the different things happening to him during the season with the Medicine Hat? We'll see if Kent Hughes is going to select Kaden Langstrom at the 5th overall pick. My second scenario is a little bit a blessing. What are you talking about? But first of all, if Celebrine get out, following by Leshinov, Ziliev, and then Columbus go with Langstrom, Dimitrov could be available for the Montreal Canadiens. Like I said, it's a blessing if this is the case. I don't see that scenario, but if the Montreal Canadiens have Dimitrov on the board, definitely the Montreal Canadiens are going to draft Dimitrov. My third scenario is DJ Igela. This may be not the best scenario because many experts does not consider him as the top 5. We know what he accomplished during the second half of the season and his U18 tournament and his playoff with his team. But is it good enough for the Montreal Canadiens jump on Igela at the 5th overall pick? This may be the third scenario where the Montreal Canadiens are looking forward to select Igela at the 5th overall pick. My fourth scenario, trade up, trade down. What are you talking about? We know last year the Montreal Canadiens tried to trade up and all the 4 teams in front of them did not want to make any trade with the Montreal Canadiens. Now this year, I believe the Montreal Canadiens are going to be looking with the Chicago Blackhawks to make a deal. Montreal are really targeting Dimitrov. Chicago could jump in from 2nd to 5th and then to get a prospect player for the Montreal Canadiens, get another 1 or the 2 picks for the Montreal Canadiens to get from 2nd to 5th. This is not going to be really bad for the Chicago Blackhawks because if they are targeting to add a left defenseman or right defenseman, possible one of them will be available at the 5th overall pick. Now, the Montreal Canadiens could trade down, and I feel like the Calgary Flame are really the team Montreal could make a trade. What? They want Igela. I know, but the need of the Calgary Flame is really a left defenseman. Calgary Flame could select beyond from the Denver University and return. The Montreal Canadiens could get a 3rd round pick for the Flame because Montreal jumping from 5th to 8th. With that gives the Montreal Canadiens to have an option to select Igela, like I just mentioned to you a couple of minutes ago. But what could happen, coach, if Utah select Igela or the Ottawa Senators? If you look about the prospects still on the board, I feel like Utah are not going to skip or Zileev. Ottawa Senators, they're all about Zane Parekh. That would give the Montreal Canadiens to select Igela. Now, it could happen Igela is out. They still have Katten, Cole Ezerman, and El Nizias, where it's considered to be a solid center in NHL. For me, this is another scenario could happen with the Montreal Canadiens. They trade up or they trade down. Finally, my last scenario for the Montreal Canadiens is select Zane Parekh at the 5th overall pick. This is the last option for Kent Hughes. You can see during his interview, like I mentioned, his body language. But Parekh, 96 points and 66 games this year in OHL. One of the most best defensemen in this draft as an offensive side of the game. Many of them considered close to Kel McCarr. Is it good enough for the Montreal Canadiens select Parekh if ever Langstrom Dimitrov is out over Igela? I'm not sure. That will give you my 5 scenario for the Montreal Canadiens. Langstrom, Dimitrov, Igela, trade up, trade down, or Zane Parekh. But now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about my scenario? But also, what do you feel the Montreal Canadiens should pick at the 5th overall pick for the NHL Draft 2024? I want to hear from you. I want you to leave me a comment below this video. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the like. And of course, remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.